Hey guys, this is Cameron with Emerson Property Management. Every week I bring you tools, tactics, strategies, lessons I've learned, things that helped me build up a sizable portfolio in about 2 years and now manage that portfolio. Today, guys, I want to talk about make-readies. So what is a make-ready? Well, a make-ready would be when you have a tenant that just moved out and you're trying to get the property ready or make it ready for the next tenant. It's also called a turnover, a turn, property turns. There's umpteen different ways to explain it, but that time between the tenant when they move out and your new tenant when they're coming in, that is the turnover. That's when you need to do the make ready. So we've gone through this, I don't even know, it's probably in the hundreds of times on turnovers, and learned several different things on what to do with the turnover and the make ready, and what's more desirable and what's the most desirable for the tenants so that we can get this thing leased very quickly. So we try to pre-market the property. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And then, if it's trash from the previous tenant or the current tenant, we typically don't pre-market the property. We'll wait, we get it all cleaned up, get the make ready done, then start marketing the property again. There's other little tricks that we have in there, but today I just want to talk about if you're doing your own make ready. Again, you're the owner, you have this property and you want to get this ready for the next tenant. So you have your tenant moving out. What do I need to do to get it ready for the next tenant? So I'm going to be reading from our property management agreement I have here in the background. And that basically, I'm just going to go through a handful of things that you can do. Most of it is super simple. And these are our expectations too. If you're an owner and you're giving us a property, you just bought it, you're fixing it up, you have your vendors, awesome. When you hand us the property, these are the things we're going to be looking for. So this is going to be super helpful if you're an owner, a Emerson owner that's just bringing on a property with us, or you're an owner that's making the property ready for doing a make ready for your next tenant. So on the exterior, curb appeal is the first thing. And that includes the lawn and the flower beds. So if you do have, let's just say most folks are not on corner lots, but if you do, you have a lot of space that you need to maintain. Most folks, if you're in Texas City or have if you're in Texas City, curb appeal isn't exactly, top-notch priority. But if you're in the burbs or somewhere, closer to town, everywhere you still want curb appeal, but it's more important. You want to make sure your grass looks good, it's cut, it's edged. Your mulch, if you haven't just put fresh mulch in, it's good to fluff that up or at least make it look nice. Add some flowers if you need to. Prune the dead stuff. I mean, after these hard freezes and things come in, I see people leave dead plants in there like, oh, it's a rental, or they let bushes grow up on the side of the house and they get in the gutters and pull the gutters down or mess with the downspouts. It's like, even though it's a rental property, you want to make sure it's low maintenance. You want to make sure it's easy for the tenant to maintain, because in our leases, the tenant has to maintain the exterior. So when I give them a property, or i.e. you finish the turnover, you finish the make ready as an owner and you give it to the tenant, you want to make sure you get it back in the same condition you gave it to them in. So if the trees are overgrown and shrubs are all over the place, that's going to be the expectation when they hand it back to you. So make sure all that stuff's tidied up. And from a listing perspective, when you're going to try to list the property for a new tenant, you want to make sure it looks good. Tenants, I cannot believe, $5, $10, $20 worth of some shrubs and plants. It's less than $100. And you can make a property go from on the exterior to, wow, that looks great. I mean, stuff kind of pops. So from a desirability standpoint, tenants like it. And then from a tenant perspective, you're setting the expectation that this is what this property is going to be looking like when you move out. So I expect all this to look exactly the same when y'all move out. So that's the first thing. A few things on the exterior. Interior. I don't even know why I have to say this, but odor free. If you have pets or you had somebody in the property that smoked, you got to get that stuff out of there. You have to make sure it's odor free. Do whatever you have to do. That doesn't come up very often, but there have been times we walked into properties and it stinks. And that is an immediate turnoff from a new resident. And realtors that are going to be showing this, they don't, they might think it's mold. They might think it's something, that could be detrimental, a chemical or God knows what that could hurt the tenant. So they get really scared about that stuff and they want to back off. And need I say, at the time of this recording, this is at the end of 2022, we're seeing inventory levels of rents, or excuse me, we're seeing rent prices come down and inventory of rentals start to come up because people are wanting to hold on to their cheap mortgages that they got over the last, 10 years. So be cognizant that competition is going to be a little bit more fierce come springtime of 2023. And you're going to want your property to stand out, and you're going to want to make sure that you're capturing every lead, because the one that gets away, that's a big, that could be the difference of waiting another week or two. And again, if you got a $2,000 a month rental and you miss a week, that's $500 a week you're missing. So, okay, odor free, fresh paint or clean walls. So if you don't do a fresh paint job, that's fine. Just make sure the walls are clean, it's touched up, and it looks good. Make sure the walls look nice. Carpets professionally cleaned or new. So I've walked into properties before, and you go in and the carpet looks like crap. It's all crinkled up. It's not stretched. It doesn't look good at all. And we don't put carpets in anything anymore. We use LVP. If you want some information on LVP, you can go to that one of the videos up here or here. I talk all through LVP. But make sure you get that. Again, that's another appeal thing. It's not that much to have the carpets clean, stretched, and looking good. If you're going to keep carpet, I don't like it, but if you're going to keep it, make sure it's cleaned and looks nice. Property is overall clean. Again, I don't want to have to say this, but make sure everything clean. Get the dust out. Get everything. Other items, belongings that you have out of the property. Again, you're setting that expectation of when the tenant moves in, this is exactly the same condition I expect it back, minus normal wear and tear. I just said no leftover personal belongings. That is a big no-no. We used to do that. Oh, hey, the owner wants to leave some stuff in the garage. The owner wants to leave some stuff in this storage unit. Unless you can lock it and you're mentioning that to the tenants of, hey, this is off limits. It's a lock on it. You're not gonna have access to it. Then you need to take it out of the property, because you can't manage that. And personal belongings, if they get broken, some of them are irreplaceable. So make sure you take that stuff out. No trash. That's it. That's another easy one. Window coverings installed and operational. So this comes up a lot of time too. So blinds, when you have those, and the strings sometimes pull off, so you can go with the stringless that just operate with a button you pull up and down. But I've seen that time and time again, like one little blind broken, a string broken. Again, you're setting the expectation of, hey, I can kind of screw up these blinds. It's not a big deal. So the cheap 1-inch blinds that are plastic, I do not like them at all, but they are super cheap. We like the 1-inch, or excuse me, the 2-inch faux wood, the fake wood, FAUX, faux wood blinds in white. They're thicker, they're more durable, and you can use the cordless ones, and they look awesome for any property. They're a little bit more expensive, between $50 and $100, but you do not mess with them. They clean really easy. They're easier to clean, and they make the property look a lot nicer. So make sure you have blinds or window coverings. And again, why do we do that? Well, do you want the tenants nailing a sheet? And I've seen this, nailing a sheet over the window to cover it up. Do you want the tenants doing, trying to find a stud and beat the hell out of the walls and whatnot? It looks tacky. It drives down the neighborhood. You don't want to do that. Get some blinds. Make sure all light bulbs are working. That's an easy one. Just walk through every room, make sure the lights are working, replace the bulbs. Once the bulbs are installed and working, we make it that it's the tenant's responsibility to take care of the light bulbs. So once they're operational, you're not going to have to mess with it. But make sure it just looks tacky when there's one light bulb on a ceiling fan that's missing. It's this perception that the tenants or the realtors are going to have when they're looking at the property. And light bulbs are cheap. Outlets have switch plate covers. So when you guys look at your outlets, I've seen this, where you plug everything in and out, the sockets. I've seen this so many times where people will spend 30, 40 grand on a rehab and the property looks awesome. And they have old sockets in or old covers, socket covers. And they look like crap. They're like that old yellow. They're not a nice white. So spend a little bit of money on that. It's not anything crazy. If you don't, and that's my opinion, if you're gonna do a full rehab, don't miss out on the socket covers and whatnot, especially if you're in a higher priced property. But if you don't, if you're not gonna replace them or don't need to, just make sure all of them have faceplate covers. It can be a liability, if the covers are off or damaged and some kid sticks their finger in there or somebody gets in there. So switch the sockets and the switch plate covers are super cheap. It's just something that sometimes gets overlooked. Smoke alarms, all per the Texas property code. So what does that mean? All bedrooms and a corridor leading into the bedroom and one on each floor. If you have a multiple, 2 or 3 story place. So if you don't do that, that's fine. That's something we will do. But again, if you want to, I wouldn't mess with it if I was an owner, because again, you got to put them in certain places per the property code. And if you don't know what those are, you might make a mistake and be putting stuff up you don't need, or put extra smoke detectors in that you don't need. So you can put them in there if you want to, if you know what you're doing. If not, just leave it alone, and that's something that we'll handle. Door stoppers. This is an easy one too. And you see tenants beat the hell out of the drywall. It's not that big of a deal, but it just looks tacky when there's holes in the drywall and you can tell somebody spackled it, had to spackle and couldn't quite match the texturing. So just put some door stops in. You can put the ones that kind of hang on your hinges that aren't going to go to the wall, or you can just put them in your baseboards or whatever. Just something simple to make sure we're not going to beat the crap out of the walls. All appliances in place and operational. So whatever you want to provide to the tenant, make sure it's where it's supposed to be and it works. We've had people say, hey, I want to list it with a fridge or washer and dryer, but they're not in yet. Well, when you're taking professional pictures and a tenant's walking the property, they don't read everything. They're looking at pictures, and when they don't see a fridge in place and you tell them, oh yeah, no, there's a fridge there, they might have already looked on. That might be a deal breaker for them. Or washer and dryer. Oh yeah, hey, this has a washer and dryer, but they go and it's not there. They might just think, oh, there's no washer and dryer, might leave. So make sure whatever appliances you're going to offer your tenants, and I'm not saying you have to offer washer and dryer, fridge, all that stuff, but whatever appliances you're going to offer, make sure that they're in place and they're functional before we get pictures and start the leasing process. The last one is pretty straightforward. Pests. Make sure that you don't have any cockroaches. Make sure your wasps are down, any spiders or anything. It's a quick treatment, $100 to $200, depending upon what kind of service you have to do just a quick one spray. Now, I will say that if you do that, make sure that you do that early on in the make ready, because it might take a week or so for all the insects to die off. So we've seen people, and we've done it by mistake as well, get the property treated for pests, you have it cleaned, and then next week there's a bunch of dead bugs and dead roaches everywhere. It's like, well, just wait, give it some time till all the insects die, then do a nice cleaning. So if you do that at the beginning of the rehab, by the end of the rehab, all the bugs are dead and you get the property clean, it looks nice. That was really it. The only other things are making sure that you have keys for everything. Make sure that mailboxes, especially if they're community, make sure you have garage door openers if you're going to offer that. We do find it to be very customary to have 2 garage door openers if you're going to provide, if it is an automatic garage or 2-car garage. Outside of that, guys, those are really the big things. Make sure it looks nice. We've seen some folks who think because it's a tenant, it's a rental, it doesn't need to look nice, or it doesn't have to have the quality finishes. It doesn't need to look like a flip. But I've said it a couple times throughout this video, when you hand the tenant the property, that is you're setting your expectations. So if it's dirty, the paint doesn't match, the carpet's dirty, the windows aren't clean, there's no blinds, when they give it back to you and all that's like that, you can't charge them for anything, because that's how you handed them the property. So make sure that you're setting the right expectations. And those things seem small, but I guarantee you, when you walk through a property without some of that stuff in place, you'll notice it immediately now, because your eyes will go right to it. It's like, oh, that looks tacky. That needs to be done. Once you see it, you almost can't unsee it. I hope that was helpful. Again, if you're an owner doing a make ready, this can help you set your make ready up for your new tenant during this turn, and you want to get this property turned quickly and get a new tenant in there so you can get making money. If you're an owner of ours, those are our expectations. So if you're handing us a property, those are the expectations that we have. So I hope that was helpful for y'all. If it was, let me know. If it wasn't, let me know. Appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll see you next week.